The Witcher 3's ending is influenced by decisions you make in Act 2 and Act 3. The outcome is partly dependent on whether you completed and how you completed the quests An Eye for an Eye, A Deadly Plot, Redania's Most Wanted, and Reasons of State. Secondly, the game's ending is dependent on the decisions you make in 6 situations, all of which influence Ciri's self-confidence. These are whether you comfort her during Blood on the Battlefield, whether you visited the Emperor with her, whether you accepted the bounty on Ciri from Emir, whether you accompanied Ciri to a meeting with the Lodge, how you reacted to Ciri's temper, and whether you took Ciri to Skjal's grave. If you admonish Ciri and diminish her self-confidence in these situations, you'll get the bad ending. Ciri will die in her battle with the White Frost. In the epilogue, Geralt hunts down the final crone who escaped Ciri and retrieves her Witcher medallion. In the second ending, which I'll call the happy ending, Ciri becomes a Witcher. This outcome is achieved if you've boosted her self-confidence but did not bring her to the Emperor. In this outcome, Ciri was never offered the throne and has no interest in pursuing it. In the final ending, which I'll deem the good ending, Ciri becomes the Empress of Nilfgaard. To get this outcome, you need to make the right choices when it comes to her self-confidence, and bring her to the Emperor to hear Emir's proposition. You also need to ensure Nilfgaard wins the war by assassinating Radovid and then siding with Roach. It's my belief that the final of these 3 endings is the best one. Here's why. Nilfgaard is the most powerful civilization in the world of The Witcher. Its armies, economy, and culture are unparalleled. By instilling Ciri as heir apparent to Emir, it is assured that the Empire will be steered in the right direction. Unlike her father, Ciri is unlikely to wage wars of conquest. Thus, even though Nilfgaard wins the war in this ending, conquering all the north, this doesn't have to mean the total enslavement and subjugation of the former northern kingdoms. Considering Ciri's compassionate side, she would probably rule these provinces with a light hand. Like Temeria, she might simply make them vassal states to the Empire. This could turn the Nilfgaardian conquest into an ultimately good thing. Their domination of the north would bring lasting peace, especially under Ciri's enlightened rule. Ciri is, in the final analysis, a child of the north. She is not the conqueror from a distant land that her father is. Ciri would also likely bring an end to many of Nilfgaard's uglier practices, such as slavery. Although as Empress she would have to mediate between various groups with a lot of power, such as the merchant guilds, nobles, and military. As long as she had a good enough backing, she could impose her will on the Empire. It's likely she would thus lead a drive to end the practice of slavery. Of course, Ciri as Empress comes at a cost. Her own happiness. The ending in which she becomes a Witcher is clearly the one in which she is most content, but it should be noted that Ciri chooses to become Empress once she hears Emir's proposition. It takes some time, but ultimately a sense of duty compels her to become her father's heir. The Witcher ending only comes about if Ciri never had the option to hear Emir's proposal, or if the North wins the war. I'm not saying that she'd be completely happy or content as the Empress, far from it, but ultimately, when given the choice, it is her decision to forfeit her ideal life as a Witcheress to lead the largest empire the continent has ever known. In another sense, Ciri becoming Empress fits with an overarching theme of the main story. Throughout The Witcher 3, Ciri is overruled, told what to do, and scolded as if she were a child. By becoming Empress, after developing self-confidence over the course of the game, Ciri steps out of her adoptive parent's shadow and becomes her own woman. She is truly autonomous. For Ciri personally then, this ending is bittersweet. Her becoming Empress is a statement of her adulthood and autonomy, but at the same time, although she will undoubtedly make a good ruler, she is clearly in for a life of stress and unhappiness. Moreover, the ending in which Ciri becomes Empress is the best because it ensures that there are no pogroms against mages or non-humans in the north. In the ending where Radovid is triumphant, thousands perish as a result of his state-sponsored witch hunts. Equally, there's no telling what other atrocities he would commit as he descended further and further into madness. In sum, the ending where Ciri becomes Empress is the best. Not necessarily when it comes to Ciri's personal happiness, but definitely in terms of the long-term future of the continent. So even though you might detest Emir and Nilfgaard, you should resist the temptation to back Radovid for an independent north and instead embrace the concept of a victorious Nilfgaard ruled by a decent empress brought up in the northern kingdoms. Thanks for watching this video. Just before I end, be sure to check out Apex Gaming PCs. I have a brand of PC with them that's built especially to play awesome RPGs such as The Witcher 3, Cyberpunk, and Skyrim. So if you want an affordable, sleek beast of a PC, then check out the link in the description. Also, if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe and be sure to leave suggestions for future videos in the comments below. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one.